whoa. And it's like walking up and down like this and really making, you know, that's not as loud as what I've just heard. So maybe with the shoes or the boots that they wore.
Yeah.
And there's two of them. In actual fact, can I say, there's two police spirit men here. Right. Two of them. Two of them. There's one who's grounded to the ground here, and there's one much higher up.
Can you tell us what the names are of either of the two policemen?
I'm hoping that we'll get this, Phil. Can you give me that, please? Can you give me that? I'm still not getting that, but I'm sure as we're going around, they're gonna...
Do you want to go upstairs?
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, OK, thanks.
So far, Derek had picked up on spirits that could have been connected to the building at some point in the past, and they all seem to be benevolent souls. But what kind of soul was causing poltergeist activity, and would the Most Haunted crew encounter them? Our night at the Guildhall Leicester was proving to be interesting. I led Derek into the library, where the Bible on the table has been known to move on its own.
We've talked many times about sounds, audibles. Is it attributed to poltergeistal presence? Well, I would say this is not poltergeistal, but it's a spirit, a very strong-willed female woman who enters this area here quite often. If you were in the atmosphere here, in the physical like us now, she would be likely to walk round this actual table. Because her hands, this, I just want to copy what she does.
Is this the strict lady that you were talking about earlier on to do with the school, or is this somebody else?
There's two females, yes. And see this here?
Yeah.
That would be likely to, she'd just go, whoa! Or just tip it up, ruffle the pages, but then she would come round the table like this, Evie. And if that, or what was placed there, if that had not startled someone, she would go in this direction here. These, see this here, the Holy Bible?
Yeah.
Would be, you know, out of place, pushed out or what have you. And I feel she goes through doing these two things.
What's this woman's connection?
The only way I can describe it, she was like a school mom, teacher, and she had a side to her nature that she didn't want people to see. And I feel that's why she's in torment and she's not at rest and what have you, because I feel she got up to things that were quite despicable.
What sort of things?
Cruelty.
To the children?
Yeah. It was meted in the direction of the children. And the children couldn't do anything about it because she was like the controller, the top person.
Is this room in... Are you picking up the fact that it could be active? Or is she just, like you say, she comes every now and again?
She does come here and it's like retracing her steps in thought, and she walks around this table. She, at times, not all the time, but would do things with this fling that book.
Can you try and ask Sam for a name?
Can you give me the name of this lady, please? Winifred. Winifred. I'm guessing the lady's name, the other lady who's here as well.
Right.
Her name's Charlotte. Charlotte.
What's Winifred's connection to this room in particular?
What's the connection? It's not so much this room. It's not so much. It's, you know, both these spirit ladies move about this building of two different times. Okay? Two different layers.
Should we move on to a different room?
Can we, please?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Can we? Go through.
The Guildhall was also used as a lockup where convicted criminals would serve time for their crimes. Some of the cells are still there and in the same condition as they used to be. I decided to invite psychic and astrologer David Wells to join the Most Haunted crew to see if he could pick up on the same spirits as Derek.
It feels pretty vile.
It's got a funny smell to it as well.
When I first came in, I could feel like I didn't want to come in, you know, there's like something really being forced, someone being forced in here. And I'm very conscious of a male energy in here. He's not very pleasant. He's an awkward character, and I don't want to use the word, but I'm going to use the word cannibalism. That's really, he's got blood in his teeth.
That's what he did to somebody.
Certainly murdered someone. There's a murder. That's why he's in here. And I can hear the crowds outside baying for his blood. That's my hands are going. Yeah.
Do you know something? Since I've come in here, I actually feel sick.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel sick with the negative side of his energy. I mean, I work usually from a very nice place, and you want to help. But when you come across something that's negative, it's the complete opposite to me. So it makes me churn. I actually feel physically sick as well.
The smell for me is it's not nice at all.
There's a smell of death and blood and all sorts of other human things in here. Yeah.
Is there any way you can pick up on somebody's name or kind of describe what he looked like, or is it not that clear yet?
His face is certainly, the features are coming through, and he's got a beard. He's very hairy, for want of a better way of describing. He's very hairy and unkempt and dirty. He's hard to communicate with because he's not someone I would normally communicate with, and he's actually spitting, and he's sort of spitting at me, and he's quite vile towards me, which makes me think he's still around. He's not. This is not sometimes the energy is a photocopy of life. This almost senses like he's still here, he's still around, and the word vengeance is in my ears as well.
Gosh.
So he's not a nice piece of work at all.
Do you think he sort of makes this area quite active?
Sorry, Yvette. Okay. He's just telling me that he was hung here. He's hung somewhere around here, not very far from here. He met his death, and I think he's trying to show me there was gallows here at some point as well. It begins. I've got a name that begins with an E, but I can't get any more than the E. He's impressing the letters on me more than anything.
So basically, you're picking up this person who he was hung in or around this area for a crime maybe connected to cannibalism, and possibly his first name or his surname has an E in it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Just the impression of the letter E. He's not what you call communicative, really. He doesn't want me to be here, that's for sure.
Right, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens later on. Do you think something will happen here?
I think so. It's clearly a place where there's been a lot of human distress in some way, shape or form, and it usually leaves an imprint of some description.
OK, well, let's get you out of here.
It was clear to me that David was picking up on the distress that the inmates would have felt. Would Derek pick up on the same evil entity, or would he pick up another spirit?
There's definitely, at times, audibles, a lot of audibles in this area, in this cell, particularly this cell. And I feel there's like a screeching as well. Screeching and banging noises. Maybe to that door. On here as well. But total despair in these little places. Absolutely. Can't you feel it?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's
there's a smell to it. It's just nasty.
It's like the heads and hands, oh God, what's going to happen to me? And for something so trivial, they could lose their lives. And even the kiddies, didn't escape it. It's so sad.
Are you picking up any names at all in this area?
What does Jemmy mean? Jemmy? Jemmy? Is that a name, Sam? He keeps on saying Smith, Smith, Smith. Is a woman or a man? Is a woman. They were two of a kind. They were two of a kind. You wouldn't turn your back on these two females. Why? Would they hurt you?
Pickpocketing.
They pick your pockets. Yeah. They pick your pockets, these.
So Jemmy and Smith.
Jemmy and Smith.
And they're both ladies?
Yes, both ladies. Only small ladies.
They're both here at the same time?
Yep, absolutely.
With all the lights turned off in the building, we used our night vision cameras to guide us around. We took Derek to a part of the building where policemen used to live. It's also the place where staff members